an amazing
Katie Perry and Wide Awake. Good old Hans chatting away there as I turn his microphone on. Talk to the Hans. Good morning, Hans.
How you going, Scotty?
Doing very well.
Joe?
Good morning, Hans. Now, can I just say off the bat, there's no Hansophobia going on here. We're very excited to have you in the
We
studio.
love Hans. No fear.
Great to be here.
No fear. Now, we were talking this morning about what attracts also repels. Explain yourself, Mr. Hans.
Well, what happens is that we will fall in love with someone and we're attracted to them because of a particular characteristic, but that thing can sometimes then also be the thing that we find most annoying about a person. So, I'll give you an example. For example, this woman, she was sort of brought up in a very rigid sort of a household. There was lots of laws, rules and regulations, and everything was sort of pretty tight. And she married this, she fell in love with this guy, and he was sort of easygoing and free. This guy was a breath of fresh air, and she just totally fell in love with him.
You just explained our whole marriage.
Oh, Scott, be careful, please.
Anyway, what happened is that the thing that attracted her after all also repelled it because
And him, her. Sorry, just want to get that straight as well.
no, in this case it was particularly her because what happened is that he was so easygoing that about 8 years later, after they were married, she said, "I'm not married to 3 children. I haven't got 3 children at home because they had 3 kids. I've got 4 children at home." Because he was so disorganised.
I've heard Marianne say something very similar.
Anyway, what had happened was his easygoingness also meant that he was very lazy because nothing really needed to be organised, nothing really needed to sort of be structured in his life, and so he just sort of cruised along, and she had to do everything, and so it didn't work actually. So the thing that attracted her, his easygoing nature, was also the thing that.
Is it hot in here all of a sudden? I feel sweaty and clammy.
Hey, Hans, you said something off air before we started this particular segment. Sorry to digress a little. One concern that we've shared is that someone who's perhaps not married listens to Talk to the Hands and listens to us talk about our marriages, and we have a bit of fun with it. Do you enjoy being married, Scott?
I love being married.
Yeah, and can I just put it out there, I love being married as well.
Oh, that's good. Yes,
This is a little bit like in a car dealership, when you go in and you purchase a car, and then there's a segment for the next 20, 30 years on radio about why your car has problems. And so for someone who's thinking about purchasing a new one of those cars, they're going to be, well, why am I going to buy that car?
But if you didn't have the car, you wouldn't have all the benefits of the car.
Exactly
That's
right.
true,
So
mate.
we're all about marriage. We
Because
love
you
it.
just got
Oh,
to
exactly,
answer
yeah. I would say that I really enjoy my marriage too, actually.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So look,
Enjoy my wife's company. We just enjoy each other.
That's right.
Right.
So there are lots and lots of benefits, and we're talking often about the negatives, but so many good things. Do you think there's a case then for saying, if you're talking about what attracts also repels, for opposites attract?
Oh yes, definitely. That's the thing. So we're attracted to people who have qualities that we don't have, and so often we find that the things that they do that we can't do sort of attracts us to them. Another case, for example, is that a woman falls in love with a man who's very structured. He's got direction. He knows where he's going. There's a real sense of security with this man she falls in love with. She knows that whatever he does, it'll happen. So she admires the strength in him. But then what happens then when she wants to discuss things or when she wants to do things her way, she'll come up against a block of wood. She gets exacerbated because he's always got the better ideas and he's stubborn and he won't shift, you see. And so again, the thing that attracted her in the first place is also the thing that...
But it's
Right.
I've also found in my marriage personally, looking on the positive side of all this, is even though the things that attracted me also sometimes drive me nuts,
Yes.
there's also that thing of almost you complete me, like whereas I'm weak here,
Yep.
she's really strong there, whereas I'm strong there, she may not be so strong, so there's almost that balancing out, which actually makes both of us better people.
Definitely. And if I think of my own marriage, that's certainly the case in our marriage where I'm weak, my wife is strong, and so the best thing to do is for people actually to work these things out together. And when the person does a thing that repels you find annoying, sometimes it's just good for us to remind us the positive side of that particular characteristic. So if you're continually annoyed about the negative side of that particular characteristic which you find, just focus on the positive side. Just remind yourself, look, this is annoying, but there are all these other good things about my wife or husband that I really enjoy, which I really appreciate about them. But if you focus on just the thing that repels you, you're going to go into negative sentiment override, and you're just going to basically feel negative about them. So it's just about shifting and just appreciating those positive things and trying to work together on those negative things, and even saying, look, darling, I really appreciate this and this that you do, but I just find this somewhat difficult. I just feel that we can't really discuss some things. Like say the guy, for example, who's very clear about what he wants and where the family should go and what he should do with his career, and she can't shift him. If she just then just talks about that I really appreciate this about you, but look, there's also this side to it.
Nice.
That's the way to do it.
So stay positive and work forward it.
Yeah, and just focus on the good aspects of that particular nature or character that this person has.
Hands,
Yes.
again, the common denominator, every talk to the hands, apart from your good looks and your very intelligent wit, it's communication. It keeps coming back to communication, being able to actually communicate with your partner about this is driving me crazy, or this is great, or it just seems to be such a critical part of a relationship.
It also is that the person probably feel it, and so they'll probably feel that this person's being, so with a rigid guy, for example, who insists on having his own way, and the wife can't really shift him in something. So she'll just feel disempowered at some point, or feel as if though that her thinking is not respected. So she just needs to say that. She needs to say, look, I just feel that you don't respect my ideas, or I just feel that,
Sure.
why should I bother even saying something, because I know that you're going to come in. And if she has an appeal and appeals to that person, then they can often, they'll make room. But if you're going to sort of, get agitated and start, getting upset and defensive, then that doesn't work. So it's always that's what you need to do.
Great stuff. Thank you,
You're being
Hans.
very quiet.
I'm being very.
You're being guarded.
I figured I've already got myself in enough trouble. I'm sticking out of this one now. It's I'm gonna have to, enough to deal with when I get home already.
Okay, next week I'll talk about the different way couples understand time.
Oh.
Some are past oriented, some are present oriented, some are future oriented.
I like it.
Interesting.